but you got to understand that there are certain things that you do or that you might fail to do that will classify someone as an employee, whether you want to classify them as an employee or not. For example, if you were to say, okay, you're not an employee, you're an independent contractor, but I'm going to give you an office to work out of. I'm going to pay your phone. I'm going to give you a computer, and I'm going to tell you when you need to be here and when you can leave. They're an employee, whether you call them one or not. Because one of the
Right.
key tests of an independent contractor is they make their own schedule. They cover all of their own business expenses. They typically provide their own supplies as well. So it's more than just you don't have to take taxes out of their pay. It's more than just a title. So it's how you treat them, what they do, how they do it, and the amount of control that you exert over that individual that you're calling an independent contractor. A true independent contractor, someone that acts like a business. They are their own business. They manage their own time. They provide their own workspace. They cover their own costs of doing business. They pay for their own travel. Not that certain things couldn't be, compensated for, but basically you're not telling them when to work and when not to work, or the hours to keep. You're not making them come into an office. You're not telling them that's your desk, here's your phone, work on my computer. They're typically remote workers, and they're typically, again, covering their own expenses. They're making their own time. Uh, a remote worker could be an employee too. So it's not just the fact they don't come into an office, and especially with COVID, just because people didn't come into the office didn't mean they're all of a sudden independent contractors. If they were on a salary, or again, they still had to, if they had to log in, there's a lot of remote workers that do customer service work. And if they're logging in at a certain time, clicking in, and they can only take 2 15-minute breaks a day. They got to work until a certain hour. So they're being directed what to do, when to do it, and pretty much how to do it by somebody else. They're an employee.